Hello everyone, Crystalfissure here. Welcome to another part of Ratchet Clank. It's been a while, but we're back with Johnny Natrum as promised. We're doing the Gold Championship, or Gold Medals, or whatever they are. The Gold Tournament, I suppose, of Destructapalooza. And yeah, so Johnny hasn't been here, or no one's really been here for the Destructapalooza challenges because they're not too hard. Like, the first thing here involves just pretty much just getting to the end of the destination. I'm pretty sure, I can't remember what you get rewarded, but you get something. But I know that I made the silly mistake of last part, you know, not deciding to go and get the collecting thing or whatever it is that allows you to find items earlier.
Didn't you pass up on something in the last part?
Yeah, well, I haven't finished that level yet because I'm an idiot and should have came here first. What I should have done is I should have came here first before I spoke to you, before I did any of that stuff, because what we're about to get, or not right now, but what we're about to get by the end of this is something that can find those items for you. It's, you know, a classic Ratchet Clank device. It's in number 2 it's called the Mapper. In number 1 it's called the Map-O-Matic or something like that. And there we go, done. First challenge done. You remember it, right?
Oh,
you know how
it's really laggy, by the way. But
oh, it's actually it's a bit laggy on my end too, but it's just because I'll put the quality down just a little bit. Give me 1 second.
So where's the destruction? In the
This Destructapalooza right now is being cleaned. All the blood off the floor. You know, now we're back. Look, we're back for the carnage. The Mangler returns.
The old arena.
Now this challenge, we haven't seen this one before. Basically, what you got to do is not do what I did when I was playing this for fun, and that is you're meant to shoot the enemies into the Mangler. It's kind of an interesting task. Yeah, you basically have to do 24 in like a minute and a half. It's not too hard.
Can you kill them? Can you kill them without shooting them in
If you do that, then you won't get the point. Basically, you have to.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
like,
so you can't. So what I did was I failed because I didn't realize, and I just was killing enemies and nothing was happening. They're like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Then I realized, oh, you actually got to hit it into the machine.
Doesn't it explain that or something when you?
It does. It does tell you. I just didn't read it because I was, you know, I'm just like enter challenge. You know, kill enemies. You know, pretty simple. Pretty.
You're like Bandy.
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
What the fuck is this text doing on my screen?
You know, I'm complaining about, you know, what I could have read in 10 seconds.
Off my screen.
Yeah,
I don't want to read when I play a game.
It's pretty obvious what you have to do, but I just was kind of like rushing through it. But I mean, you've obviously played the other ones, as we said, and like I was playing Ratchet Clank 2, and I will say that I do prefer the Ratchet Clank 2
I was actually kind of like misspeaking when I said that I played all the other Ratchet Clank titles. What I meant was basically really just the main franchise, if you know what I mean.
So
no
Secret Ratchet Clank, and then no Size Matters as well.
Oh, your Size Matters I did play.
Oh, you did? Okay, that was high impact games.
But that's kind of that's the only one that's not like the main, but it's still like a regular Ratchet and Clank game, so to speak.
Yeah, well, yeah, and yeah, there's the references and overall authenticity to the series. I do value it. You know, in terms of it. Unfortunately, it's not really acknowledged at all after the game, like after Secret Ratchet Clank 2. Like, it's completely ignored by the Insomniac. The
whole storyline.
Yeah, it is ignored. I don't even think there's a single reference to it at all after the, which is interesting because, like, for example,
I don't even remember much of the storyline except that there was like this interview girl.
Little girl, yeah, and she, like, see what they did, and like,
it turned out.
She was like a robot. She was like a robot, or I don't know, something like something. Yeah. It wasn't as you would expect. Well, it is what you would expect, I guess, if you know storytelling and stuff. But
lots of robots in Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, it's not like not like we're playing it for the story.
I remember this weird nightmare level or something.
And they have like like Nefarious and Chairman Drex like faces.
It's a pretty nice game, honestly. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I thought
underrated.
Debut game for High Impact Games. Dan Johnson, obviously being a part. It's like the last game he worked on before he died. Actually, Dan Johnson.
Really?
Yeah, well, you know Dan Johnson, the cameo guy. He's like in every Ratchet and Clank game. After Spyro 2, he's in Spyro 2. He's in Spyro 3. But yeah, I mean, yeah. So I thought it was a good game, but like I was just like comparing Ratchet and Clank 2's challenges to these ones. Other than the fact that yes, Into the Nexus is meant to be a shorter game, it's not as long. I do prefer the Megacorp game stuff to the Destructapalooza, just because of the sheer amount of challenges there are in Ratchet and Clank 2. Like there's a really difficult challenge, the one where you got to do 60 rounds. You got to like go through 60 rounds of enemies. Wow. And like every 6 or 5 you go up to the gravity boot area and all that sort of stuff, and it's just good fun. You win 200,000.
I don't think I ever went as far as to complete all of those.
Oh no, I didn't when I was a kid. No way. But I did when I played it recently on the HD collection. And you know, I just want to point something out regarding the music again. What pissed me off so much about the HD collection, there's a few glitches, but the worst glitch is the fact that the music isn't seamless anymore. Like, it goes back to the start, you know, like it's looped, and then it stops mid-loop and then starts again. So it goes like, you know, starts the track again, stops for like a second or so, then restarts. Like, oh, damn, it's just a complete immersion breaker.
There were even like frame rate issues with me on Ratchet and Clank 3 when I played the HD collection, especially when I just for the heck of it or whatever, I tried playing in first person mode.
Oh yeah.
And it's broken just because of the frame rate. It's
oh yeah, I haven't.
Weirdly, it's just unplayable, an unplayable frame rate when you go first person, which seems like an odd thing to just leave out.
Yeah, it does. I mean, yeah, there definitely wasn't enough. They were kind of rushing because what they wanted, it was something to do with the American release or something like that, that like they wanted to give a reward to American people that had to wait an extra long time to get a certain game. You know, like that doesn't ever happen, you know. What a load of fucking shit. And like, you know, yeah, I mean, and like they gave an extra 3 months, like Americans had to wait like 3 months or something like that for the HD collection, but during the time they didn't make any changes or any apparent fixes to what was broken in the, you know, into the European version or Australian European version. So it was very disappointing. It really annoys me when like oversights like that and very easily fixable bugs or patches aren't taken care of. But
it's kind of lazy.
It is lazy, especially considering the series. This is one of, you know, like I mean, this is one of Sony's like most, you know, valued, at least in the 2000s series. And they, oh yes, Blizzardmatic update, good. Yeah, this is a good one. This one, yeah, you know, it's very disappointing to see, you know, it not be fixed, especially when there's like people talking about in the forums, like explaining how simple it would be to do in the code. You know, it's just a matter of
that usually gives quite a bad image of how you know, developers value their audiences. So to speak.
Yeah, for sure.
Although I'm not sure, of course, if you know, in how far the development team had a choice in that. Maybe they were told not to put any priority.
Well, I don't know why they. Okay, well, okay, not as many people, you know, like, I mean, obviously I'm into music and stuff like that. Some people probably don't give a shit as much, but like I really did give a shit because I think it was it's like when, you know, when music seamlessly loops through and, you know, you're back to that, your favorite bit of the track, so to speak, or whatever. It's always satisfying and it's a good thing to see. And, you know, but I mean, yeah, it's just disappointing. Yeah, exactly. And like, I really do love the, we were talking about the music 2 parts ago, and like we're saying, well, could it be nostalgia? I would now argue that I would say no. I think it genuinely is a good soundtrack. Like obviously I did enjoy it as a kid.
I never said that it was completely nostalgia.
I mean, there's probably aspects of it, but I mean, the fact that I remembered it. But
yeah, fairly discardable. I guess. It's not like a huge part of it, the nostalgia.
Yeah, like that's the good thing. Like, you know, having nostalgia for anything either isn't a bad thing either. Like I think it's a good thing if you can resonate and remember, because a lot of the time.
Yeah, and I don't think many people would have nostalgia with the kind of bland orchestral music.
No, that's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Yeah, there's less potential for nostalgia with this music.
Yeah, there's way less potential. I mean, like, speaking of bugs and stuff, this game is almost flawless in terms of its gameplay, I will say. Like, just doing this now, this is a lot of fun. I want to use this weapon a bit more because it's only level 1 at the moment, so I'll just
but it's but that's the thing with a lot of modern games, though. It tends to be... Jesus, another level up.
We are doing well.
It tends to be really... technically sound and graphically sound, and they make sure that the production values are high enough on the surface. You know, it looks shiny and good, but when it comes to sort of extra stuff that they could work on, or you know, more in the real content of it, they tend to be a bit lazy. That's
true.
That.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't use. Yeah, I wouldn't
think Insomniac is not as bad with that.
Exactly. I wouldn't use them as an example, as rather just a generalization on the industry in general.
But to an extent, of course, the general corporate economics of Sony and everything do have their influence on.
I think that, I mean, I'll tell you this, that I have been to the last level. I'm just going to say that right now. And it's actually a very, very nice reward for long-term players of the game in terms of the museum section we're about to see. Very, very well done. I think, you know, it's good to see that Insomniac still do, judging from this game at least, still do have respect, or at least acknowledgement of their past
how much
games.
of the original staff is still working on it then?
Good question.
You know,
very good question. That is a very good, interesting thing that I would like to read about. I know that we've got the core people are still there, all the way back from the Spyro days.
I mean, of course, they would definitely want to put, you know, at least go for as much of their own personality and input.
For sure,
because they do tend to have a passion for
like the humor and stuff like that. Like, I'm pretty sure TJ Fixman, the writer, he's been around for a very long time. I think, is he been around from the start? I'm not too sure. I can't remember, but...
I wouldn't know from the start, because I do sort of see the Future series as kind of a separate entity, but I'm not sure if that's from the writing perspective. But some of the writing seems a little bit different in earlier games, but I could be wrong.
The first game is a bit more... It doesn't have as much of a chance. Like, a lot of the main criticism of it was, in fact,
it's not as ironic.
Yeah, well, like, it's like Ratchet's more of a dickhead. Like, for like half the game, he's like a huge douche ever since, you know, when Quark betrays them and like puts him down with a bludgeon Snagglebeast, whatever. And so he's like kind of like a douche for quite some time, and people thought he was kind of a bit of a hack. But I didn't, but, you know, I don't know, I kind of liked it. But, and then in Ratchet and Clank 2, he kind of changes a little bit more. And then the whole storyline with Ratchet and Clank 2, I really love. Like, the whole Thugs for Less thing, which make a return in this game. Obviously, this is one of their bases. Now, let's have a look. We've only got, I think we've only got 1 or 2 challenges to go now. I'm just thinking of what to do. I'm like, check the old... What have I got? I got 136,000 bots. Oh, Warmonger. I just bought that off the whim, off the cusp. Didn't even think about it right at this second if I was going to buy it or not. But obviously I did. This is live, me playing. All right, anyway, thank you for watching.
I really am a bit like, in terms of the weapons and upgrading system, I really don't know what's going on most of the time. Not when I'm playing.
Much to my chagrin.